Hi guys, I'm back with another video. Just when it feels like Isekai has shown us everything, 2026 proves it still has plenty left to surprise us. New releases are already raising expectations, from smart power growth and system-driven worlds, to slow-burn fantasy and survival-focused Isekai that reward patience. So grab your snacks, get comfy, because today we're counting down the top 10 new Isekai anime coming in 2026. Number 10. Hell Mode, the Hardcore Gamer. Hell Mode is built on one simple idea. What happens when someone who actually understands difficulty settings is forced to live with the hardest one possible? The protagonist is reincarnated into a fantasy world, and without realizing the consequences, chooses Hell Mode. From that moment on, everything becomes unforgiving. Experience gain is painfully slow, enemies are brutal, and mistakes aren't punished lightly, they're often fatal. What sets this series apart is its commitment to the concept. There are no early shortcuts or hidden cheats. Progress is slow, sometimes frustrating, but always logical. The MC survives by planning, efficiency, and absolute patience, not luck or destiny. The world itself feels hostile. Even minor encounters demand preparation, and victories feel genuinely earned. When the protagonist finally grows stronger, the payoff hits harder because you've seen the cost behind every level gained. This isn't a power fantasy, it's a grind, and that grind is the appeal. If you enjoy stories where growth is painful, methodical, and deeply satisfying, Hell Mode delivers one of the most honest takes on difficulty in Isekai. Number 9. There was a cute girl in the hero's party, so I tried confessing to her. At first glance, the title sounds like pure comedy, but there was a cute girl in the hero's party, so I tried confessing to her, is far more restrained than it appears. Instead of turning into exaggerated harem chaos, the story keeps its focus on awkward honesty and emotional timing. The protagonist isn't overpowered or especially important to the world. He's just a normal member of the hero's party who develops genuine feelings for one of his teammates. The confession isn't played for cheap laughs. It becomes a moment of tension because relationships inside a hero's party come with consequences. What makes the series work is its grounded approach to romance. Emotions don't resolve instantly. Rejection, hesitation, and uncertainty are treated seriously, and the story respects the characters involved rather than turning them into punchline. Adventure continues in the background, but the emotional thread stays central. The risk isn't just monsters, it's disrupting trust, teamwork, and balance within the group. That balance between fantasy and romance keeps the tone surprisingly mature. If you're tired of forced rom-com antics and want a quieter, character-driven take on romance in a fantasy setting, this series offers sincerity over spectacle. Number 8. Jack of all trades, Party of None. In party-based fantasy stories, specialization is everything. And that's exactly why the protagonist of the Jack of all trades, who was expelled from the hero's party, is cast aside. He isn't the strongest warrior, the best mage, or the most skilled healer. Instead, he can do a little of everything, which the party sees as useless. Once expelled, the story shifts perspective. Outside the hero's party, the value of versatility becomes clear. The MC survives because he can adapt, fighting when needed, supporting allies, crafting, negotiating, and problem-solving without relying on a single role. What makes the series effective is its realism. In real combat and exploration, situations rarely go as planned. The protagonist's balanced skill set allows him to respond to chaos in ways specialists can't. His growth feels practical, not flashy. There's no obsession with revenge or humiliating the hero's party. The narrative stays focused on self-worth and usefulness beyond labels. Progress comes from experience and cooperation, not recognition. If you enjoy grounded fantasy where adaptability matters more than titles, this series delivers a thoughtful take on being average in a world that worships extremes. Number 7. Reincarnated as a Dragon Hatchling. Reincarnated as a Dragon leans fully into the monster reincarnation concept and commits to it without shortcuts. The protagonist is reborn not as a human, but as a newly hatched dragon, starting at the very bottom of the food chain. From the beginning, survival is the priority. The hatchling is weak, vulnerable, and constantly threatened by both monsters and the environment. Growth comes through instinct, experience, and evolution, not convenience. Every fight teaches something, and every mistake has consequences. What makes this series engaging is how it handles progression. The dragon doesn't suddenly become unstoppable. Instead, abilities unlock gradually through combat, adaptation, and time. The world feels dangerous because it actually is. Stronger creatures exist, and running away is often the smartest option. There's very little hand-holding here. The narrative stays focused on raw growth and discovery, allowing the world to reveal itself naturally. The lack of constant dialogue gives the story a more primal, immersive tone. If you enjoy reincarnation stories where power feels earned through struggle and evolution replaces destiny, Reincarnated as a dragon hatchling offers a satisfying, survival-driven fantasy experience. Number 6. The daily life of a single 29-year-old adventurer. Unlike high-stakes fantasy filled with demon lords and chosen heroes, the daily life of a single 29-year-old adventurer focuses on something far more relatable: getting through everyday life. The story follows a 29-year-old adventurer who's already past his prime by genre standards. He's not overpowered, not famous, and not chasing destiny. Instead, he takes small jobs, manages his money, deals with exhaustion, and figures out how to survive in a world that doesn't offer easy wins. What makes the series stand out is its slice-of-life realism. Combat exists, but it's treated as work, not spectacle. Injuries matter, preparation matters, and even simple decisions have consequences. The tone stays grounded, sometimes quiet, and often reflective. There's a gentle emotional core here: loneliness, routine, and the subtle comfort of finding purpose without grand achievements. Side characters feel natural, not exaggerated, adding to the lived-in feeling of the world. This isn't a story about rising to the top, it's about endurance, about continuing forward when life becomes repetitive and uncertain. If you enjoy fantasy that slows down and treats adulthood honestly, this series delivers something rare: calm, sincerity, and quiet strength. Number 5. Easygoing Territory Defense by the Optimistic Lord. Easygoing Territory Defense, a refreshingly different route from typical battle-heavy fantasy. Instead of focusing on constant wars or dungeon grinding, the story centers on management, people, and long-term survival. The protagonist inherits a border territory that's poor, unstable, and largely ignored. Rather than ruling through fear or brute force, he leads with optimism and practicality. His strength isn't overwhelming combat ability. It's the ability to read people, delegate wisely, and improve daily life step by step. What makes this series work is how grounded it feels. Territory defense isn't portrayed as endless fighting, but as infrastructure, logistics, diplomacy, and preparation. When conflict does arrive, it feels meaningful because you understand what's at stake: homes, livelihoods, and trust. The pacing is calm, but purposeful. Progress comes from small victories: better harvests, smarter defenses, and stronger community bonds. There's no forced drama, and no fake tension, just steady, believable growth. If you enjoy fantasy that treats leadership as responsibility rather than dominance, this series offers a satisfying change of pace. It proves that sometimes the strongest defense isn't raw power, but foresight, patience, and an unshakable mindset. Number 4. Sentenced to be a Hero. Sentenced to be a Hero flips the usual hero fantasy into something far darker. In this world, becoming a hero isn't an honor, it's a punishment. Criminals and condemned individuals are branded and forced onto the battlefield, sent to fight monsters with almost no expectation of survival. The protagonist isn't chosen for virtue or talent. He's chosen because his life is considered expendable. That single idea defines the tone of the series. There's no glory here, only fear, resentment, and the constant pressure of being used as a tool by the state. What makes the story compelling is its honesty. The system is cruel, and the narrative never tries to justify it. Power progression exists, but it's tied to survival, not heroism. Every battle feels desperate, and every victory comes with a cost, physical or psychological. The series leans heavily into moral ambiguity. Allies aren't always trustworthy, authority is rarely righteous, and the line between monster and human keeps blurring. It's not about saving the world, it's about enduring it. If you're tired of clean, idealistic hero stories and want a fantasy that treats warfare and sacrifice seriously, Sentenced to be a Hero stands out as a grim reminder that not all heroes are willing, and not all are meant to return. Number 3. Kunon, the Sorcerer Can See. Kunon, the Sorcerer Can See takes a familiar fantasy setup and gives it a quietly compelling twist. The protagonist is born blind in a magical world, something that should make life as a sorcerer impossible. Instead of treating this as a weakness to be magically erased, the story builds its entire identity around it. Kunon learns to see the world through magic perception, sensing mana, flow, and structure, rather than relying on physical sight. This changes how he understands combat, spellcasting, and even people. Magic here isn't flashy for the sake of it. It's technical, precise, and deeply personal. What makes the series stand out is its tone. There's no rush to turn Kunon into an unstoppable force. Progress comes through study, experimentation, and failure, making every improvement feel meaningful. His blindness remains relevant, shaping decisions instead of disappearing once power grows. The pacing is calm and thoughtful, focusing on mastery rather than spectacle. World building is delivered naturally through Kunon's unique perspective, which keeps even simple scenes engaging. If you enjoy fantasy where magic feels like a skill to be understood, not just a weapon, and where limitations lead to creativity, Kunon the Sorcerer Can See is a quietly strong recommendation that rewards patience and attention. Number 2. The Exiled Heavy Knight knows how to game the system. At first, the Exiled Heavy Knight knows how to game the system looks like a typical kicked out of the party story, but it quickly proves it's smarter than that. The protagonist is born into a world with job-based stats, where the Heavy Knight class is considered a failure. Low speed, terrible magic compatibility, and constant ridicule eventually lead to him being exiled. But what everyone misunderstands is that this class has one hidden advantage: insane stat growth when built correctly. Instead of giving up, the MC starts analyzing the system itself. He experiments, optimizes equipment, and exploits mechanics others ignore. This isn't about sudden power-ups. It's about understanding the rules better than anyone else. His strength grows logically, and every improvement feels deserved. What makes the series satisfying is how quietly it proves everyone wrong. There's no loud revenge arc, no forced humiliation scenes, just steady progress, clever strategy, and a main character who lets results speak for themselves. The pacing stays focused on progression and mechanics, making it especially appealing to viewers who enjoy game-like worlds done right. If you like underdog stories where intelligence beats raw talent, this one doesn't shout. It calculates, adapts, and wins. Number 1. Noble Reincarnation. Most Isekai stories rush power straight into the main character's hands. Noble Reincarnation does the exact opposite, and that's why it works. The story follows a man reborn into a noble family, gifted with rare talent, but placed inside a rigid social system. Instead of jumping into heroics, the series focuses on discipline, education, and long-term planning. Power here isn't luck. It's the result of years of calculated growth. What really sets this apart is the protagonist's mindset. He understands that status itself is a weapon. By mastering magic, combat fundamentals, and noble politics, he builds strength quietly, without drawing unnecessary attention. Every step forward feels intentional, not convenient. The pacing is slow but never empty. When the MC finally shows his ability, it feels earned, not handed out. There's no forced comedy ruining tension, and no artificial drama dragging the plot. The series knows its identity, a calm, strategic rise to power. If you're tired of noisy, shortcut-heavy isekai and want a story where intelligence and patience matter, Noble Reincarnation doesn't demand attention, it deserves it. And that's it. If you found something new to watch, make sure to smash that subscribe button for more anime content just like this. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.